Welcome back, everyone. After my last video, a lot of people asked, Jake, did you buy Tesla stock? And upfront, no, I did not. I came real close, but I decided against it. This video, we're going to continue talking about my brokerage account challenge. In the event you haven't seen my other videos, I will include the playlist down below so you can watch them in order. And to recap, it's me versus the index fund. My goal is to double my initial investment of $25,000, or at the very least, perform a simple, low-cost total stock market index fund. So as of now, the index fund is up 79 cents, or a respectable 3.2%, and I am only up $109, so 0.4%. But remember, it's only January 13th. This is only day 8 of basically 252 trading days, and you know it's been an interesting week and a half. I'm filming this video on the night of the 13th, and I'll upload it to my channel on the 15th. My positions as of January 9th was this, if you want to pause the video, and it changed to this. So let's talk about what positions have changed in the last 4 or 5 days. The first one being is that Facebook's been down a lot, and I initially only took a $1,000 position because I thought there was a chance it could keep going down. So I deliberately only put in 1,000, and then as it continued going down, I doubled up how much I had in the stock. And Facebook was on a downtrend below its 100-day, 50-day, and 20-day to begin with. And then we had the Capitol Hill incident, and Twitter and Facebook decided to ban Trump from their platforms. To me, honestly, this is just noise. As an investor, people saying, I'm going to quit Twitter or I'm going to quit Facebook. The amount of people doing that, in my opinion, is insignificant. It doesn't change the fundamentals of a company. In the short term, there will be a sell-off. Maybe even people are shorting the stock to bet against it, but it's going to rebound. I'm confident in Facebook's fundamentals and profitability, so this doesn't concern me at all. Next up is AT&T, and AT&T was also down a little bit, so I decided to once again double up my investment. I had about 1,000, so I increased that to 2,000. And AT&T just cannot get any traction, but I feel like they're due. Currently, the stock price is below the 200, the 50, the 100, and the 20. And it's heading towards that Golden Cross event. Some technical analyst is going to see this in the next week or two, and then I think AT&T will shoot up maybe 10-15%. It's just really beat down right now. You look at its performance the last 5 years, and once again, that dividend yield, when the dividend yield starts getting as high as 7%, that actually scares away some investors. But for right now, the dividend at AT&T is protected. They're still profitable, so this should be a buy. So I think this stock's going to turn around real soon. Next up is a big purchase I made, and this might not make sense to people, but this is Walgreens Boot Alliance, ticker symbol WBA. And this is the drugstore, Walgreens, if you've ever been to a Walgreens. And when you look at their stock performance the last 5 years, this stock is pretty beat down. It's been depressed. And all brick and mortar stores having to compete with Amazon have been losing market share to Amazon. However, given the recent events, the pandemic, there's something that Walgreens can do that Amazon can't, and that is administer vaccinations. My parents themselves have told me the second that we get the word we can go to Walgreens and get vaccinated, we're going to Walgreens. And a lot of these vaccines, like the Pfizer and the Moderna, it's 2 rounds. So that's 2 trips that people have to take to Walgreens to walk through their entire store to get to the pharmacy in the back, wait in line, and then get their vaccination. So just in general, this quarter, Walgreens is going to be seeing a lot of foot traffic. I think people will even show up to Walgreens often to ask, are there vaccinations available? How do I get on the waiting list? When will I be notified? People have to go to a physical store to get this done. Unless, for some reason, Amazon starts vaccinating people at Whole Foods, Amazon can't do this. So the brick and mortar drugstores have a huge advantage over the next 6 months as everybody is looking to get these shots. In addition, Walgreens sold off its wholesale drug business for $6.5 billion. So they now have $6.5 billion that they can reinvest into the company. They're looking for more ways to increase their online sales or revamp their stores to make it more necessary to physically come into the store, such as their nursing or their, I guess you would call it nursing or pharmaceutical care. So when you look at their stock chart, the 50-day moved above the 200-day and the stock price started shooting up. In addition, there was the good news of the $6 billion sale of their wholesale. Plus, once again, I think Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid partnering with states to administer vaccines is big news for them. And when you look at their fundamentals, they weren't profitable in the fourth quarter. They lost money. However, analyst projections are looking good for 2021. Their forward PE is only 9.16. Their dividend yield is 1.87, but it's protected. So a lot of analysts in the last month have been upgrading Walgreens. So it's probably going to go on a bull run. And on top of all that, Walgreens the last 2 years has been aggressively buying back shares. This is macrotrends.net. The green is when they do equity dilution, they issue shares. This makes your existing shares less valuable. However, since 2018, they've been committed to doing stock buybacks, which makes their existing shares more valuable. Right now, my best performing stock is AbbVie, and it's up over 5%. Looking at the chart, it seems like an overbuy, but I'm bullish on this stock. I think in the near term, it's going to continue going up, so I don't feel the need to sell it off just yet. With American Express, FedEx, and Huntington Ingalls, they're all up 1 or 2%. Once again, I think all of these stocks are going to continue going up over the next week or two as we have a peaceful transition of power and we get stimulus passed in Congress. For the other stocks that are down, let's see here, Conagra, Costco, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, Xerox. Once again, I'm confident all of these are going to see a boost in the next 2 weeks. And if for whatever reason Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, or Xerox went down by more than 5%, I would just double up my position. And I definitely could be wrong. I think the president's impeachment, there has to be a trial in the Senate that could delay stimulus being passed. That definitely could inflame tensions. There definitely actually is a serious potential for additional violence against our political leaders the next week. How that affects the stock market, it's unpredictable. The stock market was up big last week. It seems to have a bit of a pullback this week. But ultimately, it doesn't change my game plan. I'm still looking for exactly 5% for Conagra and FedEx, between 5 and 10% for Costco and American Express. With Walgreens, I kind of just want to hold these shares until April and see what they do. Once again, I think a lot of people are going to be buying Walgreens in anticipation for their sales doing well. However, once you get the earnings reports, there's always a sell-off. So I just want to hold Walgreens for a couple months because I think 20, 30, 40%, there's a serious potential there. And then Facebook, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, still looking for 5 to 10. AbbVie, I'm at 5, but I'm going to hold it at least for another week and see what it does. Same thing with Xerox, AT&T, and Huntington. And something I want to mention is my previous videos, I always sort my brokerage account by the biggest losers of the day because generally those are the best buying opportunities. However, it is also good to sort by the biggest winners of the day and see why are certain stocks making huge movements. Walgreens is a perfect example of that. If I was only sorting by the biggest losers and Walgreens was up 4 consecutive days, I would have missed that. So by sorting by the biggest gainers of the day, you can investigate some of these. For example, Intel, their CEO actually resigned or was fired. That's why it's up 7%. I don't know if that's a good move to buy on that news, but there's news sometimes for these big gainers, or their fundamentals are a turnaround story like with Walgreens. Okay guys, I'm looking forward to next week's worth of trading. I only have about $3,000 left in cash to swing into stocks, so I hope there's not a big dip next week. I'm hoping with the inauguration we'll have more certainty, we'll have more stability, there will be an increase in the S&P in general, and then I can exit some of my positions and get back some of my cash. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. In addition, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you have any comments or questions, let me know what you're thinking in a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Until the next video, take care.